Good morning, welcome to another Vlogmas video. In today's video we are doing a little challenge. We are going to see how many turtles I can make in 3 hours, but there's a slight catch. I'm going to be making turtles for 3 hours, but those 3 hours are going to be broken up through the day. So I'm going to do 1 hour now before I start work, and then I'll do an hour at lunch, and then I'll do an hour at the end of the day. So I'm gonna see if throughout the 3 different hour blocks, if I get to make any more in the last hour than I did in the first hour, see if I get any quicker, anything like that. An hour isn't a huge amount of time, but I am using the No Sew Turtle pattern from Katrina's Creations. We made this one for the first time in my testing free patterns video, and it was the one I preferred, so it's the one I'm going to be making today. It sold well at my last market, and as you know, I have a market coming up in March, and I'd rather chip away at my stock making rather than try and do it all in one go, so this will start contributing towards that. I will be using my Patty's Plush where I can. For this first block, I'm going to use the lorikeet and the toad and make some kind of, I don't know, traditional colored turtles. I don't know if that's right, but anyway. And I think for each block, maybe we'll use different colors and see how we go for all of them, because I'd like to have a few different options. I think I kind of want to do a brown, maybe a dark brown and light brown one, and maybe I'll do, in the last block, maybe I'll do actually a color of turtle. I'm not sure. I have all day to ruminate on that, but I guess let's get going on block 1. I am just going to sit here. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and put my timer on my phone. I've got my cup of tea. I think I'm ready to try and make as many turtles as possible. The thing I'm worried about with this is I know myself, and when I try to do things quickly, I end up doing them not as well, or my brain gets a little bit panic mode, and I don't know, forget how to do a single crochet. I don't know. So we're gonna see how we go. Hopefully as the day goes on, I get a little bit more calm with it, but I have a feeling in the last block I'm gonna really want to make as many as I can in that one to try and beat these first blocks. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, let's give it a shot. Are you ready? If you want to make any guesses as to how many I'll make in total throughout the day, if I'll make more in the first, second, or third block, or anything like that, drop it down in the comments below and you can see if you're right at the end of the video. But let's get going. Round 1. The first hour is done. We had a few little hiccups. I had to frog some on the first one that I did because I didn't realize, or I didn't remember, and I stupidly didn't check the pattern properly, that the legs were crocheted into the very first round where you're connecting it to the shell. So I forgot to do that, and then I had to frog basically a whole round. And then on another one, I thought I had remembered the pattern but hadn't. Are you sensing a theme? I need to just pay attention, I think. I also, in this round, I didn't batch make them. So I made oh, you've got a little fluff in your neck, buddy. I made 2 complete ones. And then I made this much of the next guy. So only a couple of rounds to go. There's 3 rounds on the body and I'm halfway through, just over halfway through round 1. So I didn't quite get there. I definitely think I can finish 3 in an hour though, if I batch make them. So I'm going to try that in the next block of an hour. I'm going to make 3 heads, 3 shells, and then combine them all with the bodies together. I'm confident enough that I can finish 3 that batch making them won't be a problem, but let's see if it's any kind of misplaced confidence in myself. What do you think? Do you think I'll get there if I batch make them? I used 8mm eyes. The pattern calls for 12mm eyes, but I don't really have any 12mm eyes left. I need to get some more, and I didn't want to have to order them. I will order them in the new year. I don't want things to get caught up in all of this like Christmas shipping chaos if they don't have to, so I'll do that in the new year. And in the meantime, that is 2 little turtles. I think I will not finish this one as part of my next batch. What I might do is see how far I get into batch 2, and then if I also have an unfinished one from that, my 3rd hour might be finishing those 2 off and then trying to make a 3rd one if I can. So let's see how we go. Thank you for coming on hour 1, and I will see you in a little bit after some work for hour 2. Okay, we are back for hour number 2. In this block, I originally planned to do like more natural colors, and I was gonna do kind of the body in this like bandicoot color and the shell in the brown, but I think that just might look a bit boring. So I have changed my mind, and I'm actually going to use Dingo for the shell and the bandicoot for the body. So a little bit brighter, something a little bit, I don't know, a little bit different, and I'll see how that looks. So that's the color scheme for this block. I think I also accidentally said that I was using 8mm eyes. I am not. I'm using 10mm eyes. I didn't like double size down. So 10mm eyes in them. I'm going to be batch making this time, so I'm going to make 3 heads. That's the plan. I'm going to make 3 heads, 3 shells, and then do the bodies. And I really hope I can finish all 3 this time. I'm hoping there's like a little bit less distraction, a little bit less mistake making on my part. I'm gonna like not pretend that I remember the pattern back to front already, because I flew too close to the sun last block. So this hour, I'm gonna be different. I'm a new person. I've had some lunch. I'm feeling good. If you think I'm going to do more or less this block with the batch making, drop it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what the confidence levels are. Am I going to get to 9 turtles by the end of this if I can actually finish 3 each block? But I didn't finish 3 the first time. So to do that, I'd need to finish 3 this time, and then in the next block finish 3 plus finish my other little turtle. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe 8. Maybe only 7. Who knows? We're about to find out. Block 2, let's get going. Okay, we are 20 minutes in, and I've done all of the heads. I've done 3 heads, and as soon as I've started filming this, I've just like forgotten how to do a magic ring. That's okay. So I'm moving on to the shells now, and then I will go back and I'll finish the bodies. But that is my update partway through. And now I gotta get 3 shells going and see how we go. 20 minutes though, and I've done 3 of the body parts, so that's something, right? I did make a mistake again on one of the heads and had to redo a row, so I think that's okay. That's just part of crocheting, right? Is like making little mistakes and having to go back and fix them. I think it is definitely added to by the fact that I am trying to do these quickly. So anyway, that is what it is. I'm going to continue on these shells and see how we go. Okay, that hour is done and I will show you how many turtles I got through. I got one. This one's eyes kind of showed up in slightly the wrong spot. Like you can't see them from the front, but from the side they're in the right spot. You know what I mean? Anyway, 1, 2, and this is my third. I did get further in it than I did with the last one. I somehow with this body, it was the first body I made, and I ended up with 1 fewer stitch. And that made me worry that I made the last body of my last round also incorrectly. So I didn't want to count it at the time because I was on the time limit, but I'm going to count it now to see if I actually did it wrong or not, or if it's just my brain playing tricks on me. So please hold one moment. Okay, no, I didn't. It's fine. It is my mind playing tricks on me, so that's good. This one will get done. So I did get further batch making them. I got all the way around that last round as opposed to just this far, but I didn't actually finish a third one. So that's a bit sad. Basically what I did after I'd made all of the heads and all of the shells, I finished 2 of them without stuffing them, and then I went and stuffed and finished off completely these 2. So I think if I were actually to batch make these for a market, I wouldn't do that. Like I would do all of the stuffing and all of the sewing at the very, very end and just make as many kind of bodies as I wanted. And I think that would speed it up, but because I didn't want to get to the end and be like, well, I have 3 unstuffed bodies, because that to me is not a finished piece yet. If it's not like sewn up, stuffed, obviously not finished. So that's how that is going. I'm not sure. I think I've kind of been swapping where I'm sewing the head on. Like those kind of look similar actually, but this one, it's then like further back. And every time I go to put the head on, I kind of test it both ways and it seems like it's the right way, but I think in some of them I'm just, I don't know, not doing it quite right. But hopefully that will get fixed in the last batch. But for now, I need to go and do a little bit more work and we will come back for the 3rd hour after work. And I think for the 3rd hour, so obviously part of this is that I want to film it, right? And to do that, I need to like stop for a second, turn the camera on, do a little bit of work, turn the camera off. Like, I don't know, it's just like slightly distracting. So potentially I won't film the next section. I'll ruminate on that for the afternoon and see. You can let me know in the comments below if you like actually seeing me do the work, even if it's like a bit sped up or if it's just like a 10-second clip of it or something, because I never really know. I quite like watching other people do it, which is why I include it in here, but feel free to let me know. I don't know what these videos would have in if not me crocheting, but you can also tell me that. Otherwise, I am going to do some work, maybe make myself a little iced coffee, classic, for my afternoon stretch of work, and I will meet you when I finish work for the day and we will do our last hour of turtle making. All right, we have 1 more hour of this challenge to go. I'm going to finish my first 2 turtles, well, the 2 turtles from my first 2 blocks, and then see if I can fit a 3rd one in. I'm really hoping I can, because those 2 turtles are basically done. They just need like a couple rounds and then some stuffing, so maybe I'll even get to start on another one. I was going to sit in this comfortable chair, but as you can see, it is otherwise occupied. She's living her best life. Bango is also in the room. So I'm just going to hang out here with the cats, see what I can get done. I'm not going to film as much. So hopefully, I just want to, I think I've got 4 actually completed at the moment and 2 almost completed. And I think if I finish with like 7.5 to 8, I'll be happy. I don't know if we can do it, but I'm going to give it a go. All right, I'm going to stop babbling and start crocheting.
How are you going?
Stressed. I have 26 minutes left and I've finished these 2 and I've just finished this one and I have a head and a shell, so I think maybe we can get 4. My plan is to do this until I have 10 minutes left and then try and stuff them all. I don't know if that's a dumb plan or not, but we'll find out. Okay, my lovely people, we are done. We have officially done 3 hours of crocheting turtles. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? My back is a little sore. I feel like after this I need to go and have a good stretch of my back and my arms, but I am very happy that we've made it through. And of course, I know you want to know how many I got through, but first I feel like it's worth mentioning that in that last block, by the time I had finished off crocheting the bodies of the 2 kind of leftover turtles, it had only been like 5 minutes. I hadn't stuffed them or sewn them up, but it had only been 5 minutes. So that actually didn't take that long. And we were only like a couple of minutes off, you know, almost completing another whole turtle in our previous blocks each. So that's pretty good. The other thing, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I did move spaces between when I filmed before the last block and when my husband did a little bit of filming of me during that second block. It was so hot in the sunroom. I was literally like sweating sitting there crocheting. I was like, I have to move out of this room because it was too hot. And now this like massive breeze has rolled in. We nearly got through a video without me talking about the weather, but here it is. Here's the weather report. This huge breeze has rolled in. So actually I think the evening is going to be really nice and tomorrow is meant to be 10 degrees cooler. What a win. I'm so excited for that. Anyway, completely irrelevant to today's challenge, which was how many turtles could we make. I will let you know we made 1, 2, 3 of our orange turtles. We made 3 of our green turtles. And so our last turtle colors were actually chosen by my lovely Discord community. They chose Spoonbill and Starfish from the Patty's Plush range for the final little lot of turtles, and we completed 2 of them. We did actually, what happened was, I know in that last clip I said that I was going to wait until I had 10 minutes left and then I would stuff them all. I'm really glad I didn't do that. Basically what actually happened was I finished with about 20-ish minutes to spare, like the body of the second one. And I was like, I'm just going to stuff and sew them now because then I feel like I won't be racing against the clock to do that. So I stopped at that point and stuffed and sewed up the 4 turtles that we had like disembodied in that last clip. And I finished those all off, just threw him on the ground. And I finished those ones off. And then I did have about 7 minutes left. And I knew I wasn't going to get another turtle done, obviously, but this is a challenge. So obviously I had to try, and I'll show you how far I got. I did finish the head completely stuffed and with eyes in, and I got 3 rounds into the shell. And that's it. That's all of it. So all in all, we have 8 turtles, which I'm pretty happy with. I feel like partway through this video, I thought that 8 might be the stretch goal, and I was worried we were only going to get 7. So I'm really happy. We have 8 and like a quarter. Will we call this a quarter? 8 1/4 turtles. So that's a pretty good effort. How many do you think you could make? I do wonder if I did 3 hours back to back if I could have done more, because I would have been more in the swing of it and not all of the stopping and starting. I think I probably could. Maybe that'll be a secondary challenge for another day to see if I can beat my record, but I've had enough of turtles for now. If you have any other ideas for color combos, please do let me know, because I might make more. That's upside down. I might make more before my market comes up in March, and I can obviously also put them up on my Etsy, which I might put a couple of these guys up and see how we go with those. But I'm pretty happy, all in all. Happy with this little turtle extravaganza. What is the collective noun for turtles? I'm gonna find out for you. I'm also finding out for me, let's be honest. Okay, collective noun for turtles is a bale, which is pretty cute. B-A-L-E, bale, like a bale of hay, but they're turtles. And then just out of interest, I thought, you know what? There's an argument that these are tortoises because they don't necessarily have flippers. So what's the collective noun for a tortoise? And the collective noun for a tortoise is a creep. And you know what? I'm choosing to think of it as the cute little slow creeping rather than them being creepy, because they're not. They're very, very cute. Anyway, thank you for coming with us on this tortoise, turtle, whatever it is, making journey. This is all of them in a little bale or creep together. If you liked this video, please give it a like and give me a comment down below letting me know your favorite turtle color combinations, how many you guessed that I would make, and if you're gonna take on the challenge. If you do, I would love to know how many turtles you can make. I will drop the pattern link in the description below so you can make the exact same pattern as I did, and maybe even you could do like an hour challenge and tell me how many you make in an hour. If you're up for it, I'm challenging you to do that. Otherwise, if you liked this kind of crafty crochet content and you want more of it in your life, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And we are doing Vlogmas at the moment. We have how many days to go? 7 days to go? 6 days to go? I guess it's 7 days to go when I'm filming it, 6 days to go when you're watching this or when it comes out. So we still have a bunch of content coming out this month, and then of course we'll all be refreshed in the new year, ready for some weekly, fortnightly crochet content. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for hanging out with me once again today. I really, really appreciate you coming and watching these videos and choosing our little channel over all the other millions of channels out there in the world. So I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And until the next video, bye! Swapping?